All right, guys, it's Stacy Nelson from AmazingMess.com. Let's talk homeschool planning. So I am a planner girl. I love planning things, and if there's a planner out there, I've probably tried it. So I've used paper planners. I've used teacher plan books, like the dollar ones from the store. I've used the Well Planned Day. I've tried some online planning. I've made my own planner. So I've done the gamut. And the past couple of years, what I found to work best for me is Google Drive. So that's what I've been using for planning. And I'm going to take you on a tour of that in just a little bit. But I want to talk about my thoughts about planning. So first, what I'll do is think about my goals for the girls, like what I want them to know, like how to write a research paper, or, when they were smaller, like how to read, So I think about those kind of goals and I write those down, and then I choose my curriculum based on those goals, what it is that I want to accomplish in each area. Then after that, I would get like a year calendar, and I would mark off the weeks that we're going to do school. So I go by weeks. I do 36 weeks of school. And so I just go through, label the weeks, skip the weeks that we're going to skip. And that's kind of just the thinking process in my mind. Now, obviously, if you are planning with days or hours, your planning might look different. If you're deciding to do a full year of school versus I like to keep mine in that 9-month because we do a lot of things in the summer. So that's going to make a difference in how you plan as well. So I get that out with my little academic calendar, just mark off the weeks that we're going to school. And then I set up my lesson plans for week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. That's just how I do it. I try to plan in 6-week increments. I find 6 weeks is a good amount of time, like not overwhelming for me, but also not like flying by the seat of my pants kind of thing. I have done that, but I prefer to do 6 weeks at a time. So I feel like that's a sweet spot for me and works pretty well. Let's see, what else? Then I set up like a daily schedule for the girls. Now, I typically use an hour schedule. When the girls were younger, I would do more like blocks, like we do this in the morning, and then we do this at lunch, and then we do this in the afternoon. So I would schedule it a little more like that, so it was much more flexible. But now that my girls are older, I want them to learn how to manage their time and to track their schedule. And so I think an hour by hour approach is very helpful for them. So that's how I have it set up right now. So I'm going to take you on just a tour of our Google Drive that I have set up as a homeschool planner, a homeschool binder, I guess you could call it. And I hope that will be helpful for you. Please let me know if you have any questions about how I do it. I'm going to try to walk you through it so that you can kind of see my thought process. I'm going to try to keep this pretty short though, but if there's anything that I could expand upon that would be helpful to you, please let me know in the comments below. All right, we'll see you in just a few. Here we are in Google Drive, so drive.google.com. If you have a Gmail account, you have access to this, and you start with 15 gigabytes of storage. I have recently surpassed that, so I am paying, I think it's like $1.99 a month for the extra storage, but I do use this for work as well. So, all right, so I made a folder called Hannah Homeschool. You just go to New and Folder. So you can make a new folder, and then I added my homeschool binder folders into that. So this is the homeschool binder that I'm working on for this year. And so I've recently just started it at the beginning of June. So let me take you on just a quick walk through that. So the very first form I make is just this very simple document that has Hannah's curriculum that I'm going to be using for the year. I think it's important to record that somewhere so that you remember what you did, and also that you have a record of it for legal purposes if you ever needed that. So this is her core, and then her electives, and what we're utilizing. Again, very simple, like not, super fancy or anything, but it does the job. these are the goals. So I try to plan out goals, and then I can look at the curriculum based on my goals. So I want to improve. I need her to improve her time management, be prepared for pre-algebra next year, become a more independent learner, and grow spiritually. And then this has like how I'm doing this, how we are doing this, what the things we're going to use to accomplish those goals. Now I'll probably add more as the year goes on, or I feel like something needs to be changed. But that's the great thing about a Google Doc is, one, it automatically saves it, and then two, you can just add to it as you go. So it's not like a paper planner where you may have to cross things out or, whatever. You can easily move things around. The next thing I have is just a calendar. So it's a school year calendar. I got it from Calendarpedia, I think. Should pop up here. Yep, Calendarpedia. And you can see what I did. Like I took all the Sundays out and I just labeled the weeks. So I, excuse me, I do my planning for 36 weeks. So I just go through and see like, okay, when do we want to do school? What breaks do we want, for Thanksgiving? I try to follow a typical school year just because we do a lot of things in the summer and I don't necessarily feel like doing school. Like I guess from my whole life, I had a break in the summer and so I just like having a break. So that's kind of how I set it up and I go all the way through the school year. Now, if you needed to keep track of days that you are in school, you could easily do something like put, a strike through it, or another option, which takes a little more time because there's not a shortcut. You can put a checkbox and then check it. So that would show the days that you're in school. Now, if you have to keep hours, you'll probably need something a little bit more detailed than this, but this works for us and how we have to keep our records in Kansas. So, all right, let's go back. Oh, nope, I went too far. Okay, so that's that. Then I put together a weekly schedule. I do utilize a weekly schedule, like I said, or an hourly schedule, like I said before, because I'm really working with her on time management. And so obviously if she gets math done and it's not 9 a.m., she can still go on to language arts or she can take a break or whatever. I just want her to be able to look at this and say, okay, this is what I should be doing at this point in time. And because I do work during the day, my husband is home, but I am in and out, and he is also in and out. And then our oldest daughter is home, will be home now. So she has plenty of people to tell her what to do. But that's why I have evening basket here. So obviously, if I get home, we can still do it at a different time. But I wanted to make sure that we got it in. So I put it in the evening. Anyway, this is very subject to change. This is just my thoughts for now. With COVID-19, everything could change. So volleyball might not happen, or swimming might not happen, or Awana might not happen. I don't know what it's going to look like. But this is what I have so far. And of course, the good thing, I can easily come in and change whatever I need to change. All right, so then let's come to my planning template. I did find this template from another homeschool mom, so I will make sure I link to that. I cannot remember exactly where I found it. I changed it quite a bit for my purposes, but that's the cool thing about a Google Doc. You can make a copy if it's open. Like if someone shares it, you can make a copy of it and then utilize it for your own. And so I have this filled out like this. This is my template. So what I can easily do is go up to File, make a copy of it, and then I already have week 7 that I haven't filled in yet, so I'll fill out a week 8. I could share it, like if I had shared my other ones with Hannah, I could share it with her. I'm not going to do that right now. Just push OK. And now I have week 8. So I just type in like lesson 42. I have no idea, whatever it would be, because I haven't gotten my math books yet, but I just put that in there and it's super easy. Again, it automatically saves it. If I need to go back, I can push on that and here's my version history and I can just go back to what it was before. I could restore it. This works really well if you give your child access to the document and they make changes and you can see what the changes were that they made. Yeah, so that's what I have there. Well, now let's go. I have 6 weeks of lesson plans done so far because I do like to plan in 6-week blocks. So let's go to the first week. Now I don't have everything done because I don't have math. I don't have her math book yet. It's on back order. And I don't know about music, art, or PE. But this is basically what I have. So how this could work is I could print this off and then she could go ahead and check mark off what she's done. Another option is I could push share and she could go and I would give her editing privileges so she could come in when she gets something done and click on this and then right click and then she could check it. Now that does take the checkbox away, but you could still see that she got the work done. So those are 2 ways that you could use it. I am actually going to have her use a program called or an app called Trello for her student planner. So I've kind of made a little extra work for myself because I'm planning here and then I'm taking these things and putting it into Trello. We'll see how that works. I just felt like she would be more motivated by that app. And I mean, I don't know. So obviously you could easily just use this and print it out, put it on a clipboard, and let your child check off what they are doing. Again, I'm doing this because I also want her to be more independent and able to do her assignments. And then, you know, we'll do like daily conferences or whatever, weekly conference, but to look at what she's done. But I do want her to move through things as much as she can on her own. Now I put like gray boxes because like foundations and personal finance isn't every day. Duolingo isn't every day, just so she knows she doesn't have a lesson on those days. Another thing that you could do, let's say that you wanted to link to like a YouTube video or a website. Say you wanted them to do a lesson from Deep Space Sparkle. All you easily have to do is just hyperlink this, and you could hyperlink it to whatever your lesson plan was, and then they would be able to access it. Like if you share it with them, they would be able to access it from there. Or if you're using this just for your own purposes because you have younger kids, then you just click on the link and that will take you right where you need to go for that lesson. Anyway, I'm going to take that off since we are not doing that. Sorry. Okay. So that is my basic lesson plan. So eventually what will happen is I will move these lesson plans into a folder called lesson plans. But right now I want them out because I'm still kind of working on them. Oops. Well, I'll show you this. This is a portfolio that I'm going to have Hannah do. I made it in Google Slides. Actually, this is a template from Slides Go, and it was like a lettering portfolio, but I thought it would be kind of cool to make like 1 slide per week for our school and maybe like use a template like this where she could put picture or some pictures and then some text about what we did that week. She's kind of interested in technology and things, so I think she will get a kick out of this. But again, this is in my head, so we haven't done it yet, so we'll see how it goes. Another folder that I have is just curriculum resources and printables. So you know all those printables you get, like this came from a bundle sale at some point and I haven't used it, but I thought let's just use this for our art this year. So I uploaded it to remind myself to print it, and so I knew what we were doing. Yeah, and then the other option is you would do like week 1, you could put any resources you were going to use, any supplies that you needed. Let's say you knew you needed to get cotton balls, I don't know, for some reason, or like some kind of special, let's say watercolor paint. So you could go ahead and make like a supply list and just go right here. You can do that. I like to do this so that you can check those things off. So you could do something like that. Really, I mean, you can do all kinds of things in this. So another cool thing that can happen is, let's say you have another child, you can just copy these. You can make a copy of whatever and then put it into a new binder for them. So so that would be a pretty easy way to make one for another child. All right, I think that's basically it. Oh, I was going to tell you that for my schedule down here, I will print this off and put it on a clipboard in our schoolroom so that she can have that just to reference, and that will make it easy for her to see it. So I do have some things that I will print as much as I try to go completely paperless, which I think would be awesome. There's still things that I want her to do on paper that I think she needs to do on paper. So, yeah. Anyway, I would love to know if you have any questions or comments, or utilize Google Drive in a different way in your homeschool. Just let me know in the comments below. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I hope that you have a great day and go make some memories with your kids.